You are listening to the On Purpose Podcast. What's up, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the show. It's always an honor to have you here with us, and it's humbling just to be able to do this each and every week. And this week is a solo episode to kick off the month of April. I hope that brings with it some spring-like temperatures and weather for you, and that winter's in that rear-view mirror as you move forward. So I wanted to talk this week about something a little different. Like you've heard me talk many times about the importance of failing and coming up short and struggle, and that if we don't have those rainy days, we don't have those setbacks, we don't get to really appreciate the sunshine or the winds in our life, right? And I do believe that. And I believe it's super important that we have a process of learning lessons. And in this process, right, in this process of struggle, we're going to find the answers to those lessons. We're going to find maybe the reason why we had to go through that. And we're going to find and identify what is truly important or necessary in our lives for our happiness or our path, what direction we want to go. Right? When coming up short, it's a time we can reflect on what we're willing to sacrifice. Right? I would really want to get good at something. Maybe I have to say, okay, I'm gonna sacrifice partying or sleeping in or scrolling or binge watching. I know I have to give things up to get to that place I want to be. And a lot of times that's through failure, right? Coming up short, losing, whatever the case may be. So in this week's episode, I want to flip to the other side of things. I wanted to talk about our successes and make sure we're not just minimizing success as a lucky break, happen to be at the right time, right place kind of moment, but take time to sit down and ask ourselves, what lessons are we learning from our successes? Right? Our success can't just be happen chance, but just like failure, just like coming up short leaves us clues where we could improve, what we need to do differently, success reveals patterns. What were we doing that allowed this to be successful? And how can we do it again? And again, how can we repeat it? How can we take this success and repeat it? And I love having these. I love having this idea because it comes in most handy in the times of darkness, the times of uncertainty, the times when I'm not sure. Right? And me personally, I go through this as well, right? I have things coming up where I'm like, man, am I qualified to be doing this? Am I the person that should be doing this? Or have I done enough to earn this opportunity? And when those doubts creep in, when the negative voice comes up, having looked at past success, I can go there and go, wait a second, no, I did earn this. Here's what I did. Here's what I did to put myself in this position. Here's what I've done to earn these opportunities. And we can't get that if we don't take time to break down our successes. So some of the things, if we look at our wins, what are some characteristics that accompany those moments? Right? What were the things we were doing repeatedly at that time? How are we feeling about ourselves? What was our self-talk saying to ourselves? What kind of behaviors were we engaged in? Were we reading, writing, working out all the time, eating a good diet, moving our bodies, exploring nature? Maybe. What about the people we were spending our time with when we were creating these successes? Who were those people that were around us? And as you look at these clues of our past successes, you now have a blueprint to engineer the framework for future ones. And I use this all the time. If I'm feeling down, if I'm, like I said earlier, just not sure about something, and I stop and I think back to a recent success, for me, it's almost always going to be involve learning. I feel best if I'm learning something. I feel best if I'm doing something. I feel best when I'm physically active. And on those moments where I'm like, gosh, I don't feel like I have it. I don't feel like I can deliver today. If I stop and think about that, I'll almost guarantee something that I just mentioned makes me feel good is missing. Maybe I've been watching Netflix instead of reading at night. Maybe I've been enjoying happy hours instead of working out. Because I know what creates my success, I can duplicate it. And I want to encourage us all to keep those, right? And to put that in place as a mechanism for making the downturns, the downtimes in life shorter. Doesn't mean we won't have them. Doesn't mean I'm saying get rid of failure. I still am going to fail at many things. But now I have a tool to bring myself back and hopefully bring it back quicker and not stay down there as long. Because I know what I've done in the past to make myself successful. I know the things that make me my best version of me. So I ask you this week to sit down and take one of your greatest successes in your life, a recent one in the past, and answer those questions. What was it? What were the habits that led to the success? What were the activities I was doing each day? Who were the people around me? What was the influence I was taking? Was I reading? What was it that I was doing that allowed me to be there? And then keep that somewhere nearby. So on those days when you're full of doubt, you're just not sure, maybe you got something tough coming up, something big, maybe you jumped out of your comfort zone to try something new and the doubt monster's creeping in, you can take this and go, wait a second, I've done this. And this was a success, and here's how I did it. Let me take these steps, let me start applying them to today. And I would love if you would share those with us through social media, email, wherever you're finding us, if you're listening on your podcast app, watching us on YouTube. Take a minute and share with us what are the clues of your success. And it's always thank you for being part of a community. We can't do this without you. And have a great week.
And remember, team, life is far too short to live any other way than on purpose. We will see you all again next week.